I kinda really like it when people get hurt and die. I do. I know you think I'm joking, but I'm not. I really goddamn do. It gives me a sense of amusement. What can I say? I'm a unique and interesting guy. I take pleasure in other people's suffering. You show me a crackhead chasing an imaginary chicken across the highway, who in turn gets run over by a speeding cattle truck in the process, and I'll show you a happy fucking guy. How about the neighbor down the road that's been threatening to kill themselves for the past 18 months by way of social media posts to gain everyone's sympathy? Just fucking do it already. If you want, I'll even buy the pack of razor blades for you to get started. You know how long it's been since I've had a dead body to look at in my neighborhood? Far too fucking long, I can tell you that much. And the more pain and agony and torture they have to endure, the better. And the bigger the catastrophe and chaos, the better as well. This is my form of entertainment. Who needs General Hospital when you have your own soap opera right outside your front door? And it's always more exciting when mass casualties are at stake. Shit, as exciting as it is to see some drunk driver wrap himself around a tree and pop one of his eyeballs through his asshole, it's still better to see a public bus filled with people doing cartwheels down a crowded intersection, or a subway car filled with degenerates come derailed and crash through the walls with a fiery explosion. Or how about two major airlines colliding in midair? Shit, that really gets my blood going just thinking about it. Now, a lot of you might be thinking and saying to yourself, that's some fucked up delusional thoughts. But it's not. It's perfectly normal, natural thoughts that all of you have. You're just too afraid to say so out loud. You're afraid what people might think. Not me. Bullshit. I don't care what they think. To me, it's entertainment in its most raw form. You just gotta be willing to accept it for what it really is. Nature's form of entertainment. I mean, don't get me wrong. We don't want any of this shit to happen directly to us, or to the people that we love. But people we don't know, fuck them. Let them die. Besides, we all get dead at some point, some sooner than others, so we might as well enjoy the entertainment. It's all just nature's way of telling you you're no longer welcome anymore. You have outstayed your welcome, now on to the next defective mutation. And my most favorite catastrophes of all time is natural disasters. I love it when nature attacks humans. It really just goes to show how insignificant a creature we really are. However, for such an insignificant nuisance, humans are by far the most destructive creatures on Earth. So when nature decides it's time to give us a giant enema, it doesn't bother me in the slightest. I do not, nor will I ever, have any compassion for humans whatsoever. We fuck up everything we touch almost as if we do it on purpose. We pollute the air, contaminate our own water supplies, desecrate our land with our impressive infrastructures of roadways. Yeah, all these impressive road systems intertwining together. Our freeways connecting to highways, connecting to main streets, front streets, back streets, side streets, and boulevards that all eventually lead to our malls, shopping plazas, amusement parks, titty bars, casinos, gas stations, grocery stores, movie theaters, and our anything but modest homes. And in just a little over 200 years, we have managed to take what we had once called paradise and turn it into a gigantic orgy of misfits, rejects, derelicts, douchebags, and undesirables. And the biggest jerk-offs of all of them are these fucking people who think it's such a good idea to start up these stupid fucking movement groups. You know the ones I'm talking about, the Go Green movement, the Save the Endangered Species movement, the Save the Rainforest movement, and my personal favorite, the Save the Planet movement. And all the while, none of these egotistical dicks who came up with this shit have any intentions of saving anything. They did it to make themselves feel better about themselves. They did it for prestige and recognition from the rest of the undesirables. And what I find to be the most interesting thing about all of this is that every single one of these movement groups revolve around public protest. Thousands and thousands of people publicly protesting in the streets, waving their fucking picket signs in the air, talking about save the rainforest. Motherfucker, where do you think your stupid fucking protest signs come from? Could it be the very thing that you are trying so desperately to save? Shit, I'd be willing to bet good goddamn money that more of the rainforests are destroyed by yuppie environmentalists and their protest signs each year than the entirety of the new housing projects in the United States. So now, knowing how I feel about people, it should be no surprise to you that I'm pro-gun. But not only am I pro-gun, I'm also pro-abortion, pro-death penalty, pro-war, pro-suicide, pro-homicide, pro-genocide, pro-euthanasia, pro-alcohol, pro-tobacco, pro-marijuana, pro-coke, pro-meth, pro-drugs of all kind, pro-gay marriage, pro-gender transformation, pro-gang-related deaths, pro-terminal illness, and even pro-crazy motherfucker terrorists with bomb belts. But I'm anti-procreation, anti-vaccination, anti-antivirals, anti-cure for any disease or ailment of any kind. I'm anti-peace, anti-love, and anti-Donny Osmond. Quite simply put, I am for anything that is going to stop procreating or harm, damage, desecrate, maim, or destroy individuals of the human race, and totally against anything that's going to extend or prolong our sad existence. For two reasons. For one, it's just plain human nature. It's what we do as humans. It's what keeps this country entertaining and exciting to begin with. Think about it. It's always more entertaining with violence, mayhem, death, and destruction than without. It's how we like our movies. It's how we like our sports. And it's now even how we like our sex. If we didn't have this crazy-ass shit in the world, your lives would be dull and boring, and you all know it. The second reason is logical. It's nature in its natural order. So despite what you all might think, global warming is not destroying the Earth. It's the overpopulation of people that's doing it. You see, the Earth just cannot support this many fucking people. Global warming doesn't hold a candle to the overpopulation of the human race. 9 times out of 10, the root cause of all major catastrophes on Earth can be directly linked to humanity. See, humans are at the top of the food chain. Top of the pyramid, if you would rather. And the top of the pyramid should always be smaller than the bottom, otherwise the whole fucking thing collapses. It's just plain common sense. It's why they put the fat cheerleaders at the bottom of the pyramid and not the top, because if they do, it will collapse and the skinny girls on the bottom would more than likely end up inside the fat girls' vaginas. And right now, I think we can all agree, whether we like to or not, that the top of the pyramid is a little overcrowded with fat cheerleaders. Like, really fucking overcrowded. So the way I see it, if we want to continue to have a human race, instead of trying to prolong our lives, we need to find a way to start weeding ourselves out a little bit faster each and every day. Perhaps a series of world wars that lead to a few religious wars that transitions into a massive genocide that sparks a good old-fashioned civil war that in turn creates a new plague, followed by a series of strategically placed nuclear bombs, and maybe, just maybe, then we could get down closer to a more realistic human number the Earth can actually support. Hey look, if we don't help do it, Mother Nature will do it all by herself. And the one thing I've noticed about Mother Nature is she can be a real vengeful cunt. As we speak, Mother Nature is plotting a way to wreak her havoc on man. Now, because Mother Nature is always referred to as a metaphoric her, you know she has some elaborate diabolical plan to really fucking deliver an impressive show. And to tell you the truth, I'm kind of like a little kid at Christmas waiting to see what the fuck she has in store for us. It's like I'm all balled up with anticipation, like to the point where every morning I wake up and go, fuck, nothing happened, again. Not a tornado, not a volcano, not a hurricane, not even a fucking windstorm anywhere in sight. Son of a bitch. But every once in a while she throws us a little sneak peek preview of what's to come. A good spring flood somewhere in the Midwest, a hot desert drought that makes for high fire alerts in the Southwest, a few little tremors here and there, but nothing anywhere close to her full capabilities. Now the fact is, I often fantasize what she might throw at us. What type of wonderfully orchestrated chain of events she has carefully planned down to the last detail. And in my mind, I think it would go a little something like this. A freak-chilling winter snowstorm breaks out in the middle of the summer on the northeast coast of the United States, producing 15 feet of snow in 2 hours. The temperatures drop to negative 25 degrees. Instantly, anyone on the streets die of hypothermia. People driving become trapped inside their cars and suffocate to death. It knocks out all the major utilities and traps everyone inside their homes, where they eventually panic and light their houses on fire to keep warm, and then proceed to start eating each other for food. Those who do not burn to death or get eaten eventually turn to mass suicide because they can no longer update their status on Facebook to trapped in freak winter snowstorm and upload cool selfies. Simultaneously, a giant fucking hurricane breaks out on the southeast coast of the States. Hurricane Gloria. Gloria because Gloria sounds like the official name of a bitch who will fuck you up. And Hurricane Gloria hits Florida full force, where it instantly annihilates 80% of the United States retirement community in the first wave. The old fucks just never had a chance. And for some strange fucking reason, many of the members of the black community are running into local electronic stores and stealing flat-screen TVs and high-end radios and other non-essential shit. And as they get ready to run back into the flooded, rainy streets with their new toys, the police are waiting across the road for them to pop their heads out like a high-stakes game of whack-a-mole. They proceed to shoot all the black people in the fucking heads as they run into the streets. Careful not to hit any of the merchandise, of course. Look, you guys got a black joke and a blue joke there for the same fucking price. And you know something? If you guys had stopped doing this fucking shit, I'd stop fucking talking about it. Then on the west coast, California catches on fire because all the hippie potheads smoking weeds in the mountains fell asleep and forgot where they left their joints all at the same time. The hot summertime winds quickly ignite the fire and it starts burning furiously out of control towards the east, quickly making its way into the surrounding states, Washington, Oregon, Idaho, Colorado, Nevada, and Utah, where it burns down all the Mormons' food storage and multi-level marketing headquarters. And soon all the states on the west coast are burning furiously out of control. The temperatures from the fire are so hot and intense that it increases the temperatures in Alaska to above freezing, and all the fat Eskimos melt like Frosty the Snowman, and all that's left is a hat in a pool of Eskimo fat. And everyone in Kansas and Oklahoma starts shouting, "See, there is an advantage to living in this shithole Midwest." And just as they get the words out of their mouths, countless tornadoes start touching down due to the hot west winds blowing east, colliding with the cold east winds blowing west. This forces everyone from both coasts fleeing inland for safety to retreat to Mexico. They thought about fleeing to Canada, but after further review, it was revealed that no one wants to go to Canada because Canada fucking sucks. So everyone starts fleeing to Mexico, and when they get there, they can't get in because there's a huge fucking wall in the way, and Mexico's government is standing there saying no green card, no ID, no enter. Ironic, right? All the time, the rest of the world is watching this unfold on television and saying to themselves, "Stupid fucking Americans, now you get yours." And the reason they're getting this on live television feed is because some dumb cocksuck reporter does not know when enough is enough and is still trying to keep us all informed. Now, amidst all the chaos, a 9.5 earthquake erupts in China and decimates 3 of the 4 billion people instantly. North Korea decides now is as good a time as any to bomb South Korea, so they do. Meanwhile, all the Japanese are in other countries wearing their Jose Canseco Kansas City Royals uniform with fucking cleats for some goddamn reason, standing in the middle of the street, in everyone's way, taking fucking pictures. And now people just can't decide whether or not they are more pissed off about the fact that they are still wearing Kansas City Royals uniforms, or the fact that they are continually in the fucking way. So people just start running them the fuck over with their cars and shit until all of them are dead. India's government declares a worldwide state of emergency and orders all the telemarketers to take to the phone lines and inform everyone that their car warranty's insurance is about to expire. But the massive call volume is too much for the circuits to handle and it overloads the phone systems, and all at once they all get electrocuted in the fucking ear and die a horrible, miserable death. And finally, those fucking cunt telemarketers are wiped off the face of the earth for good. And for a brief moment, everyone in the world lets out a little giggle of joy. Now, the Middle East, still having issues on agreeing which testicles should be out during prayer to properly worship Allah, they decide the best way to solve the problem is by taking turns running into crowded areas with bomb belts and blowing themselves up until no one is left. Russia sees a perfect opportunity to pump all of their citizens up on inordinate amounts of steroids while no one is paying attention. Except they administer too much too fast and it creates a catastrophic effect. All of the chicks start growing dicks, the guys start growing tits, they all become so confused they just start fucking each other to death. Meanwhile, in Canada, all the Canadians are sitting around with thumbs in their asses pondering what they should or shouldn't do. Well, it looks like a complete shitstorm, eh? Maybe we should just stay out of this one, eh? Texas takes offense to Canada's stance, so the entire state locks, loads, mounts up their horses, and rides for the Canadian border so they can finally kill themselves some French pussies. On the 9-month quest to Canada by horseback, many of the Texas troops get scalped by Indians or contract diseases such as polio, scurvy, syphilis, rickets, or yellow fever and die. Look, I think if outdated people are going to ride outdated transportation and carry outdated weapons such as single-action 6-shooters and 30-30 rifles, they deserve to be killed by outdated adversaries and outdated diseases. Nonetheless, the remaining Texas troops were able to kill off all those fucking French Canadians, so now we no longer have to put up with their goofy-ass spelling of words with 8 silent letters in them. Now, incidentally, nothing happens in Australia because it's like a 7-day fucking airplane ride away from any other country, so Mother Nature just said fuck it. They have crocodiles, they have snakes, and they have sharks. They don't need my help, they keep the numbers down all on their own. And another fun fact, the African continent was left untouched as well for the simple fact that many of them die each day due to malnutrition and disease. And also, Mother Nature is quite aware that the world is going to need another group of people to be put back into slavery to start rebuilding everything that she has totally fucked up. They say history repeats itself. This is just one of those unfortunate events. Now please note, I don't endorse slavery. This is just shit that you fucking do. So I guess now you can see why I say I kinda really like it when people get hurt and die.